Welcome to Recollection Mall. If you were a mall rat like me, or spent your formative years hanging out or being dragged to the mall by your parents or your parental units, then you've come to the right place. Have you ever gone into your childhood, teenage, or current mall and wondered, wasn't there a store or restaurant there? So let's take a trip down memory lane and take a look at that mall's history of yesteryear. Be sure you stick around to the end of this video and see if you can take my mall survey. So leave a comment or a memory of this mall below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks. The developer of the mall was C&J Associates, who had built atop the strip mall next door in the 1960s called Newtown Plaza. During that time, I-77 was being built and was spurring growth from the center of the town to the outskirts along the highway. With the success of the Newtown Plaza, the developers began to look for a large parcel of land right next door that belonged to Louis Bowles. Bowles had a large estate home and barn with horses that roamed the pastures called King's Grant Farm. They originally owned many acres, including where the mall now sits, and over and beyond where I-77 now runs. C&J Associates announced the mall on December 10, 1971, with Woolworth and Belk as the first two anchor stores. The mall would cover over 275,000 square feet, with retail space for over 30 stores. The mall officially welcomed its first customers on August 1, 1973, with Belk, Spain Hours, and Woolworths as anchor tenants. A $4 million expansion of the mall was started in 1979. The existing Spain Hours building was renovated for a new mall wing, leading to be relocated to a 41,000 square foot Spain Hours as well. A new 51,300 square foot JCPenney opened as well. The new interior space totaled up to 21,000 square feet and included 8 new stores. This brought the total to 42 stores. Stores that joined during this period included Endicott Johnson, GNC, Chick-fil-A, Pearl Vision Center, Lerner New York, which would later be known as New York & Company, Record Bar, and Southern Bell Telephone Company, which opened in November of 1980. Renovation work concluded with ceremonies on August 6, 1980 for the 2 anchor stores, and on October 15, 1980 for the interior tenants. It now employed over 700 people and was now 350,000 square feet. There was also a Winn-Dixie grocery store at the back of the mall, detached from the main structure, and a community police center. The mall underwent a number of internal changes in the 1990s. In late 1992, Spain Hours closed. Peebles would open in its former location later the next year. In January of 1993, Woolworth closed. In February of 1994, IHOP opened in the space at the front of the mall, which was last occupied by the Apple House Buffet. Winn-Dixie closed on December 14, 1994. The company had been expanding and renovating its stores by closing smaller locations and opening new, larger stores. On July 28, 1995, an 83,000 square foot Hills opened in the former location of Woolworth. But less than 2 years later, Hills would close in 1997. In October of 1997, Sears would open in the vacant Hills location. At the time, inline tenants of the mall included Blockbuster Music, Chick-fil-A, Dollar Tree, Food Action, GNC, and KB Toys. In July of 2004, Peebles closed after going out of business. At this point, many of the mall tenants began to close their locations, including Chick-fil-A, which closed on December 31st, 2005, and another popular store, Pet Pros. In 2012, Sears closed. Plans were drafted for the redevelopment of the mall, but plans were scrapped due to the economy and declining mall traffic. Many complained that the mall was quite small. The previous renovations were to the interior of the mall and that the whole facade still looked like it was from the 70s, such as the planters, fountains, and just about everything else aside from the anchor entrances. In 2015, JCPenney closed. By this time, many considered the mall to be dead. By 2016, with the closure of Bookland's bookstore, Signal Hill Mall had only 11 stores remaining, including Belk, Saslow Jewelers, IHOP, Bath & Body Works, GNC, Radio Shack, and Foot Action. Saslow's Jewelers and Radio Shack would close the next year. By 2022, the mall had continued to decline, with Belk being the only remaining anchor tenant. The mall was occasionally used as space for community and recreation events by Statesville residents, and plans were drafted for a redevelopment of the mall. The interior of the mall closed its doors in January of 2024. Congratulations!
Still here? It's over. Whoa. When I find you...
Pop quiz, hotshot.
This is only a test.
So if you've gotten this far into the video, thanks. So how many anchor stores closed or changed names at this mall? So if your answer was 6, give yourself a hand. You were paying attention. Thanks for watching. So what are some of your memories of this mall? Leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to Recollection Mall. Add your name to the mall directory. Thanks.